Now let's proceed to the fifth example. We are given negative x, negative 4x, negative 7x, and so on. So we are given an infinite sequence. Now let's tell whether this sequence is arithmetic or not. So this is the usual fear of students. If they see that the given is in different form, they're thinking that the way to attack it is different from the concept provided. We have to bear in mind that whatever is the given, whatever form it takes, do not stay or do stick to the concept. Do not stay away from the concept. So in this case, even if there are already variables, we should stick to the concept of arithmetic sequence that it has a common difference. Therefore, we will be getting differences between two consecutive terms, just how we did it in the previous examples. So for this example, we'll get first our d sub 1. So you will have the present, which is negative 4x, minus the previous, which is negative x. You have to enclose the negative x in parentheses since it is preceded by a negative sign. This is to emphasize that this sign here is the subtraction operation for difference. Okay? So if you're going to continue this, this will become negative 4x plus x. And negative 4x plus x is equal to negative 3x. Proceed to the second difference, our d sub 2. You will have negative 7x minus, again enclosed in parentheses, negative 4x. Simplify further, you will have negative 7x. Negative times negative becomes positive, so positive 4x. Negative 7x plus 4x is negative 3x. Do we have a common difference? The answer is yes, of course. The common difference is negative 3x. Therefore, the fifth example is an arithmetic sequence. Now let's proceed to the sixth example. The given is a plus 2, 2a plus 1, and 3a. So get your first difference. You will have 2a plus 1, copy the present term, 2a plus 1, minus, enclosed in parentheses again, it is because the given term is a binomial. So copy a plus 2. Because if you remove the parentheses, it would have a different meaning. If you will remove the parentheses, like you will have like this. If you remove the parentheses, it's like a is negative. Only a has the negative sign. So you have to enclose it in parentheses because the term is represented by a binomial. So it's really a binomial. If you're going to continue this, it will become 2a plus 1. And since it is a binomial, the negative sign will be multiplied to each term of the binomial. Negative times a is negative a. Negative times 2 is negative 2. So it will become combined like terms. 2a minus a is a. 1 minus 2 is negative 1. So that is our first difference. Proceed to the second difference. D sub 2, you will have 3a minus the previous term, enclosed in parentheses because it's a binomial, 2a plus 1. So you will have 3a, negative times 2a is negative 2a, negative times 1 is negative 1. Simplify it further, 3a minus 2a is a, copy minus 1. So that is our d sub 2. Now my question is, do we have a common difference? The answer to that is a big yes. Therefore, number 6 is an arithmetic sequence. To the seventh example, the given is 5, 8, 11, 13, and so on. So we'll get the common difference. We'll get the differences. Our first difference, you'll have 8 minus 5 is 3. Our second difference, you will have 11 minus 8 is equal to 3. Third difference, you will have 13 minus 11 is equal to 2. Therefore, do we have a common difference? The answer to that is no, because the third difference is different, which is 2. So this is not an arithmetic sequence. So this is a heads up to you guys, to you my dear students. You have to solve for all the differences. Do not be convinced by solving the 2 only and make conclusion right away. You have to solve for all the differences because the given might be tricky. Just like in this case, the first 2 differences are the same, but the third difference is different. So if you will stop solving until there, you might thought that the given is arithmetic. So that would give you a wrong answer if you stop. So you have to solve for all the differences before you make the conclusion. Okay? Now let's proceed to number 8. You are given 1/2, 7/6, 11/6, and so on. So our first difference, you will have 7/6 minus 1/2. Recall the laws or the rules in subtracting fractions. You need to find the LCD or the least common denominator, and that is 6. 6 divided by 6 is 1 times 7, 7. 6 divided by 2 is 3. 6 divided by 2 is 3 times 1, 3. So minus 3. 7 minus 3 is 4 over 6. Now let's proceed to our second difference. So this is not in lowest term. You may or may not express it in the lowest term. Okay, because our target here is just to determine whether the differences are the same. So it's not really necessary to express the answer or the final answers in the lowest term. Unlike if our target is to solve for the difference. Okay? We really need to, or you really need to express your final answer in the lowest term. But since in this case, this is not really our major task. Our major task is to tell whether it's arithmetic sequence or not. You may or may not express the final answer in lowest term. So let's have this sub 2. You will have 11/6 minus 7/6. The denominators are already the same. No need to look for the common difference, least common denominator. So you copy 6, copy the numerators, 11 minus 7. 11 minus 7 is 4, copy over 6. You have 4/6, 4/6. The differences are the same, therefore, it is an arithmetic sequence. We're done determining whether the given sequence is an arithmetic sequence or not. At this time, what if you will be given that the sequence is arithmetic, and all you have to do is just to determine the common difference and provide the next terms. Let's take this example. Solve for the common difference D of each arithmetic sequence. So the sequence is already arithmetic below, and give the next 2 terms. So there's no question anymore whether the 2 sequences are arithmetic or not. It is already contained in the instruction that the given sequences are arithmetic sequence. Therefore, you will proceed immediately to determining the common difference. So how will you get a common difference? D. Diretso na. Just choose any 2 consecutive. So you can have this one, you can have this, or you can have this. Just choose any 2. Let's say you'll choose 16. So 16 minus 11 is equal to 5. So there's no need to solve for the differences. All the differences. There's no need for that, because it is already given that it is an arithmetic sequence. So you will just choose a pair of consecutive terms. The common difference is 5. Therefore, this 5 will be added to the last known term to get the succeeding terms. 21 plus 5, 26. 26 plus 5, 31. As simple as that. Okay? Now let's proceed to number 2. Given negative 3, negative 4, negative 5, negative 6. Get the common difference. So I just put here letter D. No D sub 1, no D sub 2. It is because it is already the common difference, not just a mere difference. It is already the common difference. So just D. D is enough. Choose any two. So let's say I'll choose this. So you will have negative 4 minus, enclosed in parentheses because it is negative, negative 3. Simplify it further. You will have negative 4. Negative times negative is positive 3. Negative 4 plus 3 is negative 1. So negative 1 will be added to this. Negative 6 plus negative 1 is negative 7. Negative 7 plus negative 1 is negative 8. That's simple. And there you have it, guys. We're done with Module 2, which is about illustrating arithmetic sequence. So, you know already what arithmetic sequence, right? Always remember that an arithmetic sequence is a sequence that has a common difference. And to do that, all you have to do is just to choose any two consecutive terms. All you have to do is just to subtract the current or the present term by its preceding term or the previous term. You need to solve all the differences between any two consecutive terms. If all the differences are the same, you can say they're common. Therefore, the given sequence is an arithmetic sequence. Otherwise, it is not an arithmetic sequence. So thank you so much for tuning in. Until my next video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this video to your friends. This video could be also a help to your friends.